Hey there, hope all is well with you as it is with me on this day. Yes, they have insulted, they have insulted Black American women with presenting Kamala, which is a goddess name, and a goddess name that you put this goddess in your house and she brings prosperity and greatness to you. But not this Kamala, not this Kamala. We brought her into our house. She was born in our house, but she has brought disgrace to those who think and want to follow her and want her to be in office. She has brought nothing but blatant disgrace for those she has fooled and conned to think that she is like you. She is grew up like you. She lied about all of that. She lied about all of that. She lied about everything. I never knew such a habituary liar. Um, or I never knew of such a habituary liar. There's a lot to this. So basically, she's born to two immigrants who didn't get their American citizenship. But you got to know her mom spent majority of her life and her work life in Canada, and so did the children. They spent most of their educational lives in Canada. And Kamala tries to say that she grew up in America, but she probably had family members. I know Candace Owens has found that she may have had a grandmother who moved from Jamaica to Florida. Um, and then she says her mom had a job up in maybe Wisconsin somewhere, or her mom, they moved around and they lived in Chicago, different places. But I think she adds to the story, and she over fantasizes California too much when she talks about the church, because I don't think she was raised that way. I don't think she was raised that way, and I just don't think she was raised that way. So her mom and dad, get this, her mom and dad both were in civil rights. But tomorrow I'm going to explain to you guys something important that you need to know about civil rights. I've touched on it in times past, but I never touched on it quite like I'm going to do tomorrow with documents on my PC. And women's rights as well, because there's a group that was responsible for that. And I've always known, when I was at the university, I took women's studies, a women's studies class, and I learned that about, a lot about the women's suffrage and literary work. And I knew that it wasn't a natural occurrence in America. Neither one of those things was something spontaneous that the people, it was ignited. It was ignited by a group, and you'd be surprised. I'm going to get in more depth. It was the Communist Party that pushed for civil rights, that pushed for women's lib. And I'm going to dig into it, how in China they went through the same thing. They actually had to fight for women's rights as well. But guess who was behind it? Guess who started it? The Communist Party. That's why it's Communist China today. So it's a lot to get into because it's like for decades and decades, they've been trying to get us to fall for the trap of becoming a communist country. And, they never gave up the fight. And what we have to do is we have to educate ourselves to understand our truth in our history. And I'm going to dig on it tomorrow after I get dropped off my husband at the airport. Probably be around 10 o'clock tomorrow at 10 a.m. or depending. So, a little bit earlier probably, but we're going to get into that. And I'm also got documents. I got receipts on Irish people who have American citizenship, but they live in Ireland and they want to fly here to vote in our election. And they want to fly here, and they said it's about 25,000 to 35,000 of them. They want to fly here, and this was 2 days ago on the 17th 2 or 3 days ago, 17th, when they wrote this in the Irish Star newspaper, that they're coming to vote for Kamala. And what I've learned about communism, it was Europeans, Europe over there, that really, really, really wanted that. So my question is, I still haven't figured out how to tie that all up, but I got a clue because I know Kamala's heritage. She's part Irish. She's part Irish. And her father is very, very, very secretive about a lot of things. He's always been secretive, always been just, I don't know how to put it, like an agent. So it could be possible that her mom and her dad were agents, CIA agents, in the Communist Party, doing the bid and doing the work for the Communist Party to infiltrate our politics in some way. And also, why would she say that she saved a friend from sexual abuse? I can't find that information anywhere. She tried to say she saved a friend from sexual abuse. But on the same note, you into all this stuff with all these people. And on that same note, you putting our children in danger by putting a pedophile on the as your vice president. And I call him that because I feel in my heart of hearts, anyone who sexualized children and babies when all they are is innocent, but you want to sexualize them, that mindset is already a mind of a pedophile. And it puts not only that, I'm just not for none of that. And the things he did to his state, the things he did to people in his state is communism. And he loves China. So he did a lot of communism already. And we don't need that. We do not need that. We do not need that. So know that if you're going to sit on the couch, you're going to sit on the couch, you're putting a lot of people's livelihoods, you're putting your own life in jeopardy, your own freedom, because this woman is sus to me. And I don't get why she picked him if she saved a friend from sexual abuse. Why would you pick somebody who is sus in that? Because the fact that he is hard on parents in that state for sex change of children, that children shouldn't even be thinking about stuff like that, is sickening already. And none of us, nobody wants that. Nobody should want that. But it seems like they're conning people. Or there's pedophiles out here that want them in office. There's just none of it's right. That sexual confusion, all of that is none of that is right at all. And it's not safe for the children. It's not a safe place for the children. I don't know why these Irish people want to come over here, 25,000 to 30,000, 35,000, are saying they want to fly over here. So you want to fly over here, give me a communist president, and then you're going to go back to Ireland. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? I don't get it. I really don't get it. That's why Americans need to turn out big time. Americans need to turn out big time. And like they say, do it early, because they're going to try to stop the 5th. They're probably going to try to prevent people on the 5th. If you have difficulties getting to a voting place, definitely want to get an absentee ballot and send it right in. It's just so much at stake. We're dealing with somebody that nobody knows of. She's trying to have connections in America. I hear that she's saying that she's Aaliyah's distant cousin. Mm-mm. She's trying to find connections, and there's no connections in America. She has no American connections, but she's trying to find. Only connection she has is the university that she went to, and the the ski wee club that she was part of. So she's trying to find some kind of. It's crazy. She said Aaliyah was her second distant cousin or something. I don't think Aaliyah would claim that if she was alive. And I think Aaliyah is one of our fighting warriors in the spiritual world. That's what she is. She ain't thinking about being related to nobody, because she's a spiritual force that is not going to let this great land that gave her her dreams. She's not going to let bad things happen to us. And I know that. And she definitely, it's like I said, it's an insult she's not even, Kamala's not even black, but I think what it is she's trying to be something and connect to so much in some kind of way. But her father says she has no black in them. They have no black in them. He's Irish and he's Hindu. They may look black, but they're not black. They're Irish and they're Hindu. And she is just, trying to grab up everything she can. She is no relation to anyone in this, except for the people, her family members that came over here with her. But she tries to have some kind of connection where there's none. And it's horrible. She's a habituary liar, and she's an insult to the American black woman. And it's a disgrace, because we are nothing like her, and have our identity, and to try to take our identity and put it in such a person who has no heart, just totally utterly disrespected a lot of people, um, thinks her shit don't stink and can't do a good job. I could do a better job when it comes to foreign relations than what she has done, because my heart is to ensure, as a former military person, I do not like, of course, I like peacetime. I like for everything to be peaceful, and I do not like people who go and cause uh, 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 chaos in countries that got women, children, and they're trying to build. They're trying to be something. It's hard enough. That's why we have missionaries go over and try to help these countries. We take money to these countries to help them and help the people, because the people have been disenfranchised. So why would you want to support what, in my heart, I feel like Kamala has, and she has shown on television, she has shown us that she supports all of these terroristic stuff, you know. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if she was the one that leaked to it, that Israel was going to do what it was going to do to the Hamas leader. I wouldn't be surprised of that, because it's too sus, especially when what did she do? They said she did something, but it's just too sus to me. And I don't see Angela Rye. Sometimes we all play a fool. We think people are this great people and they manipulate us. And that's where I feel that they have been. I feel like Angela Rye and them have been greatly manipulated to who she really is. People do that. Agents do that. They pretend to be something that they're not. And they won't even be that. So they have so much secrets in their birth certificate. The father didn't even put in any deep information on his birth certificate. Um, it's just crazy. It's crazy. So, and then they scrubbed the internet of the story. I was reading an innocent story about Kamala, and then they changed the story and they scrubbed off the information that she was 5 years old when she moved to Canada. She went to an elementary in Canada and had a hard time learning the language. With the language, um, it's just so much. So with that said, but the videos out there about the teacher talking about her struggle with the learning to speak the language. So it should be out there, but I mean, I went looking for it. I don't know. They scrubbing everything. And you got to think, who would be scrubbing it that hard? Who? I thought internet stuff stays on the internet. It's got to be something more than what. It's got to be something big behind her in this, because it's almost as if, you know, it's her attempt to take over America. That's what I feel in my heart. And then she has some people, that's what it feels like to me in my heart. And I have to go with what my heart says. If I see it and it looks like it, smells like it, then acts like it, then it must be it. That's all I have to say. So, but we will soon see. We already know that one case against Trump was orchestrated from the White House, and that's the Fannie case, because Wade admitted to meeting with the White House, Biden and Harris. So, with that said, stay light and bright, and always remember true love, real peace, and the higher self within us, our soul. Till, till then, may you have peace. Good night.